you agree that the vehicle was close to them?
Well, they're hustling, then I would have to think that they perceived the vehicle was close to them, yes.
How did the Johnsons get to the town and the inn on the night in question? They drove there, correct?
Correct.
What route did they take?
I don't know. I want to say I believe they came down Route 9, but I'm not sure.
Okay, but you believe that to be the case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you would agree that as a reasonable driver, as you're driving on a road, perhaps that even that, especially when you're unfamiliar with, you try to make effort to determine the speed limit of roadways. You look for speed limit signs, correct?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. It's 11:15. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Let's give Jennifer the opportunity to take to catch her breath. She's working harder than any of us. And let's take 10 minutes. And again, I remind everyone that I'm not a lunch eater, so you've got to tell me what you want to do at lunchtime. Okay?
I hope everybody's agreed not to take lunch so we can finish this today.
I will do whatever everybody wants in that regard.
I would like not to take lunch. People can.
Okay, let's continue. So now, continuing on with the section that I previously read to you of the New Jersey statutes, section 39:4-36. The section also in A4, that's the small letter A in paren 4, says every pedestrian upon a roadway at any point other than within a marked crosswalk or within an unmarked crosswalk at an intersection shall yield the right of way to all vehicles upon the roadway. I want you to assume for the moment that we know it wasn't a marked crosswalk, but I want you to assume that this was not an unmarked crosswalk at an intersection. You would agree, if that were the case, that it was the obligation then of the Johnsons to yield to the Apache vehicle.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Now, I want to go back to page 7 of your report. You have an understanding, when you did your inspection on the 2 occasions, did you drive upon East Moss Mill Road?
Yes, sir.
Did you make observation of the parking lot that was on the south side of East Moss Mill Road that also serviced the town of Smithville?
Brief observation, yes, sir.
Were there any buildings upon that site?
Well, without knowing the property lines, there were buildings around the parking lot. Whether they're actually on the parking lot site or not, I don't know, but it was primarily, from my observations, the parking lot servicing Smithville.
Were there any marked lines in that particular parking lot?
I believe it was an unpaved parking lot, so no, I don't believe there was any lines there.
All right. Do you believe then that should not, given the town of Galloway
there to help define parking spaces, but I did not make any determinations or render any opinions regarding that particular parking lot, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can you hold on 1 second?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Back away from my door. I'm working. I apologize. My daughter was knocking on my door.
It's okay. You don't have to apologize. Would you agree, sir, that even if this particular parking lot on the other side of Route 9, on the east side of Route 9, had met the Galloway Code, but everything else occurred as we know it occurred on the night of the incident, that the condition of that particular parking lot would not have changed the circumstances of this matter?
Objection to the form.
I would agree with that, yes.
And on page 7 of your report, you have a paragraph that starts under the words crosswalk markings, where it starts with Anthony Coppola testified. Do you see where I'm referring to?
Yes, sir.
And the last sentence of that paragraph is a bit of a long sentence, but it states, unlike the conditions on East Mossville Road, comma, at the other roadway intersection to the Smithville and in Paran site, where more crosswalks and warning signs were present, the foreseeable pedestrian walkway from the parking lot across Route 9 to the Smithville Inn was not adequately marked to ensure safe pedestrian ingress and or egress. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, sir.
And for it to be adequately marked, what would have been necessary?
A marked crosswalk would have certainly, along with the associated pedestrian crosswalk signs, would have certainly increased the visibility of the crosswalk and provided additional safety for pedestrians using it.
And as I understand your testimony from last time, neither the inn nor the town could put in those particular markings. That would be the obligation of the state, correct?
It's a state highway, that's correct, sir.
And that could only be done after there was, I believe the term was, an engineering study?
That's what the MUTCD suggests, sir, yes.
Okay.
Crosswalk, you don't need an engineering study to put up the warning signs, though.
Okay. But warning signs, again, would have been the obligation of the state to put up?
That's correct, sir.
And in fact, the MUTCD states, does